The New York Jets lose to the Steelers 34-32, but there was a lot of things to take away from this game. I want to get into my top 5 takeaways. Jets, Jets, Jets! All right, gang, we're talking 5 takeaways from the Week 1 game against the Steelers. Jets lose 34-32 in a heartbreaker, a game that the Jets absolutely felt like they had control of the entire game. And it's really, really frustrating. But I want to get into it. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who came out to Bezara and also to the Jets Week 1 group buy for Talking Jets. It was a lot of fun. We got to meet a lot of really cool people. Friggin' Andrew Krasonka making me a Jets necklace out of 3D printed stuff. Oh, it's so cool. We got to meet some friends from across the pond. They got us a goodie bag. Oh, it was a whole lot of fun. We had a really good time with everyone. And the tailgate, as always. You know what? This year, tailgate was fun. The game was actually a blast. It was the most competitive game that we've been to as like a group buy, so that was a lot of fun. But overall, let me get into my top 5 takeaways from today's game. First and foremost, the offense looks good. Like, this was everything I could have asked for from a Justin Fields-led offense. And, like, my expectations, I didn't know what to have coming into the game. I obviously set my standards a little bit lower than where they were the last 2 seasons with Rodgers as quarterback. But I was just hoping to see a lot of RPOs. I was hoping to see a lot of running the ball, and we got just that. It felt like this offense made a lot of sense. You guys had our best players in the best position for the majority of the game. Brees was getting catches out of the backfield. I think he had 2 receptions. Yeah, 2 receptions, 38 yards. He had 19 rushes for 107 yards. That's 5.6 yards per carry. Like, get Brees involved early and often. This is exactly what needs to happen. I would love nothing more than for Brees Hall to just put on an absolute clinic this whole season and force the Jets to pay him. That is like my dream. I very much want to see that. Garrett got into it. 7 receptions, 95 yards and a touchdown. The connection between him and Justin Fields was very strong. It was really, really nice. He had the one drop at the end of the game there that I didn't think was like, I mean, it's technically going to go up a drop, but like, man, he got friggin' walloped. So overall, very much liked what we got out of the skill position players. And Fields had himself a day. It didn't look like that, like the game was too big for him. He looked like poised and composed. He took off when he needed to take off. He threw the ball when I didn't expect him to throw the ball. Like, it just felt really, really good. He finished the day 16 of 22. I think I said I would be happy if he was 15 of 23. I think that's what I said prior to the game. And I was like damn near close to what that was. It worked out to be like 70-some-odd% completion percentage. 218 yards and a touchdown on the ground. He added another 48 yards on 12 rushes and 2 touchdowns. And the legs that he has were so dynamic and able to get the Jets out of really tough situations. He's just super slick in the pocket. And coming from Rodgers last year, who was just a statue in the pocket, it felt really, really nice to see someone maneuver around. And I think based on the defense that we played this week, I think we're going to be, or I think fans should be very excited for what we get to see in the future here with Justin Fields and this offense. So I'm very, very, very pleased. We got to see a Jeremy Ruckert sighting. He had like 2 nice catches. Mason Taylor had a nice catch. Like, just a lot of contributors on the offensive side, but they've highlighted our most explosive players in Brees and Garrett, and I thought that was a really, really good job. Offensive line. You didn't hear much from them. There was only 1 sack of Justin Fields on the day, and it's because they were studs. Run blocking, awesome. Pass blocking, awesome. Armand Membu had himself a beautiful rookie day. First game in the NFL. Pitched a shutout. 0 sacks, 0 hurries, 0 quarterback hits, and 0 pressures given up by the right tackle. Very, very nice. Now, I think Fields got clocked 1 time, but I think that might have been on a Mason Taylor block on like the play action. But like, for the most part, Fields stayed clean for a pretty good amount of the day. I very much liked what we got out of the offensive line. If Fields can have that much time consistently, he'll be able to find guys open, and he'll be able to take advantage of, you know, players getting downfield and having more open room to run and all that. So I've really liked how this offensive line played as well. Coaching. Very much like the coaching. It felt like we were prepared for today's game. When, you know, there was only 2 games in the Aaron Rodgers era that we scored 32 points. And we just did it the first game of the season with Justin Fields. Like, this offense is legit. I don't know what did we end up with total. It was close to 400 yards. I think it was 380. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I think it was 380 all-purpose yards. 394 all-purpose yards. Like, when do we get that from the Jets? I knew it just felt like the offense just was in sync. It clicked. We were prepared. Now, I'm going to have my gripes. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be gripes coming in here, but I was very, very pleased. I thought Tanner Enstrad called a great game outside of like 2 or 3 plays. I thought the missed extra point that we got the penalty on, if Folk makes that field goal or that extra point, I don't think we accept the penalty, or maybe we accept it on a kickoff or something like that, but I don't think we go for 2 in that situation. But since he missed it, it's like, all right, well, why not go for 2 anyway? I liked the call at the time, didn't work out. I didn't like the play call. I would have liked to see a boot from Justin Fields, the same thing we saw at the end of the game with the, where he ran to the pylon. That would have been cool, or a tush push. I don't like some of the weird runs. I don't like shotgun runs. I'm not a big shotgun run guy. But outside of like some of those plays, I thought he called a really, really nice game. The defense was stout. I think it was it 2 yards a carry is what they got. They had 53 rushing yards on. I don't know if I have the attempts here. Let's see if I can find the attempts real quick. On 19 attempts, 20 attempts, 20 attempts, 20 attempts. It was like basically 2 yards a carry, is what the Steelers ended up with. So Jets D line was stout. The play felt aggressive and violent. We open up the game with a sack of Aaron Rodgers. Like, that was everything I wanted. You get Will McDonald gets 2 sacks. I think it was with JJ was the other one, maybe, or Quincy. Someone had another sack. 4 sacks on Aaron Rodgers today. It just felt like it felt good. He still had some time. Like, obviously, he had the 4 touchdowns. One of those aided by one of my other top takeaways. That's gonna be really angry in a minute here, but by and large, I really like the way the coaching staff handled this game. I like start to finish. I thought they had the right game plan in place. Defensively, they needed to come up with a stop, and I thought there were players that were lacking on the defensive side that hurt us, that I would like to see maybe shoved out a little bit earlier. Brandon Stephens, Tony Adams, I thought looked like liabilities. Now we were up in the 300, so I'll have to go back and look and see exactly what went down, but it seemed like Stephens had himself a pretty bad day. Stephens was targeted 7 times. He gave up 5 catches for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was flagged for a defensive pass interference that helped get them into what eventually wound up being 60-yard field goal range. Boswell had himself a day. I think he had a 62 and a 60-yarder. Like, dude earned his kicks. But, man, that, like, really, really frustrating from Brandon Stephens. I thought we could have... I can see why the Ravens fans were happy that he left. There was a lot of positive signs in training camp, but the game today looked like he was overwhelmed, and it was a very bad debut. I would love to see A.Z. Thomas. If that's the quality of play we're going to get out of Brandon Stephens, you got to put in A.Z. Thomas before too long. The same thing with the kid from Alabama, who I'm blanking on his name right now. Why am I blanking on his name? I would love to see him. Where is it? Is it Malachi Moore? I think it's Malachi Moore, right? I would love to see the kid from Alabama play safety. I would love to see A.Z. Thomas come in and play corner. Stephens misses the interception. Michael Carter II almost had an interception. He had like a diving catch. He got crisscrossed one time, but like outside of that, I thought he had a pretty nice game. Sauce looked pretty good. He gave up, I think it was 2 receptions for like 18 yards total on the day. He followed DK Metcalf for I think 30 of 34 plays, so I love that he traveled with him. But the secondary, primarily Stephens and Tony Adams, felt like there was a lot left on the field that could have really helped the Jets out today, and was very disappointed. Brandon Stephens wound up letting up 136.9 passer rating when targeted. And it's a recipe. Like, if I'm Josh Allen, I'm looking at that tape and I'm saying I'm throwing it at Brandon Stephens every single time. And then the backbreaker, the one that cost us the game in my mind, and it's there's no rationale. I feel like Xavier Gipson has some kind of tapes on Woody Johnson. There's like no way this dude should be on the team. We've been saying for 2 years, outside of the miracle play that he made on the first night when Aaron Rodgers popped the Achilles, the dude has been a liability in punt return and kick return coverage. He drops the ball consistently. It happened in training camp last year. It happened in training camp this year. It happened like again today. He gets a fumble and right off a Steelers touchdown. 15 seconds, 14-point swing. Aaron Rodgers, very next play, throws it in for a touchdown. Like, there is no reason for Xavier Gipson to be on this team. I understand Wangwu got hurt, has a hammy, but man, Pritchett needs to get called up from the practice squad. Aaron Glenn said as much. You can't have the turnovers. There's the 1 turnover of the game, so you obviously know what they were talking about there. It felt like the wind was sucked out of the stadium the minute that ball went on the turf. And it was just, the nice thing is the Jets offense responded. They went down, they scored the touchdown. It wasn't necessarily that they felt defeated. The wind just got sucked out of our sails, and it's hard to come back from being up 9 points and 14 seconds later you're down however many points. It was a 14-point swing. It's like, that was super frustrating. That was the backbreaker. But overall, guys, I really like what the Jets showed today. I know Aaron Glenn said no moral victories, and you got to clean up the penalties, and there's some late hit stuff, like the John Simpson late hit out of bounds, protecting Justin Fields. Loved it. Don't care. Absolutely fine with it. 2-point conversion, beginning part of the game. I understand if you make that, then you don't go for the extra point or the 2-point conversion later on. Now all of a sudden it's a tie game, and you're going for potentially the win at the end of the game. That changes things, but you're living in the moment, in that moment, and I like the 2-point conversion play. I like Simpson sticking up for his quarterback. I did not like the Quincy Williams hit out of bounds. I thought that was bad. I thought we got screwed on a few penalties that could have been called. But overall, a really, really good game. Like, probably the most enjoyable game that I've been to, with especially with Green Bean and Matt and the whole crew. So just a really nice day overall. So I was pleased. I'm looking forward to week 2. I'm excited to see what this team comes up with and what Fields continues to grow like. Because if Fields continues to play this way, and the offense continues to play this way, and the defense can even just try to figure it out, the Jets are going to win some games. Like, I predicted the Jets would win 6 games this year. This team's going to win more than that if we continue to play this way. So I am very, very pleased with this. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you think your top 5 takeaways were? What did you like, dislike about the game? I'm just pretty happy. All things considered, where my expectations were, it's not a win. I wanted it, but I'm still proud of my damn Jets. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.